Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Clerk, and welcome to Got Your Number. We're gonna get straight to the game, man. I was talking about Liberty and what he did, and to me, that changed the whole outcome of the game. And this is what CJ and Joker had to say.
Yeah, at first, when I first watched it though, I thought Kills pulled some Cam Newton shit. Where he didn't want to get on why he didn't want to get on the ball, but I know and y'all know that ain't Kills. I think he wanted to scoop and make a play, which might have been the wrong decision there with a bouncing ball and everything. But I mean, it's bonehead play by a player that I think we all respect in Liberty to pitch the ball back. And to be honest with you, that really I mean, the pick six was more of Kills trying to do too much. The pitch back fumble was a bonehead play that should never have happened. I mean, they don't have that. They probably win the game, man. 7-6, maybe they in overtime 7-7, but they can never let that happen again. And I'm pretty sure I'm sure that Ant Live and Richie and whoever else on the captain team told them like, don't ever do that shit again.
You know, Ant yelling at their ass.
For sure. What you think about that play, CJ?
I mean, to be honest with you, right? Like that's what it's like evolution in the game, right? Like, so we see kids taking threes, bunch of threes now. So Huff, he done started the whole pitch back wave. Like we doing all these pitch backs, and now people doing it in situations where it's not really necessary. You feel me? You got two guys on you wrapped up on a tackle for loss. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Mike Liberty played football in an organized situation. You get what I'm saying? He looked the part as if he do or did. You feel me? But that wasn't a play. I'm sure his coach, his high school coach, little league coach would have, you know what I'm saying? Like recommended for him to make, because that, like you said, that cost them the game. Like besides the the interceptions thrown by Kills, and that just come with like not having enough reps. Like you don't practice with people, so you're going to have turnovers. But if you can avoid a turnover like Liberty had, like that needs to never happen. Like that play needs to, like the Thanos snap. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need that at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, your quarterback gonna throw interceptions. And I'm not trying to side with Kills and then, you know what I'm saying, like harp on what I'm saying about Mike. But what I'm saying is some of these plays that they had, like turnover wise, were very avoidable, bro. You know what I mean? Like why would you throw a ball like it wasn't like a pitch. It was like a wind up throw. You know what I'm saying? Like throw it back, like it like
the scoop throw and shit.
It was like like I couldn't really understand. Like I'm trying to break the thought process down because I done did wild shit on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like and like I done fumbled. I done had a lot of fumbles. You know what I'm saying? Like that went left, and you know what I mean. Like I done had a fumble in high school, bitch. Nobody even touched me. I just dropped it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at it in this case. I'm like, they would have lived just to go down. Like it was like second down, I believe. You know what I'm saying? First or second down. And if you could just
the risk and the con that came with that definitely overpowered whatever the pro would have been. Because I mean, even if Kills does get it, you end up from 2nd and 11 to maybe 2nd and 16, 2nd and 17. So it was really no. I don't know what he was thinking. Obviously, we've all played in the game before. And sometimes you do some wild shit when you move it. Sometimes, I mean, we had one in the U game. I don't know if motherfuckers seen that, but Dave, he actually broke a tackle. Nobody was touching him, and he pitched the ball back, but there was nobody in front of him for a touchdown. Yeah. So I think what you touched on is right. I mean, I think it's more or less for the flag players and things of that nature where that's starting to be a part of the league. But I think we need to start getting to like take what you get, move on to the next play.
And while we were talking, CJ had something to say about the commentating of the game.
I guess what they be doing, because I don't like how they commentate on the quarterbacks, right? Like, I feel like it's like a bias going on a little bit, and we talk about it in our own personal chat or whatever the case may be, and I'm not going to air all of that shit out, but it feel like a bias on the commentating. Like, you got to understand, people don't practice. Like, quarterbacks are made great from practice and coaching and shit like that. Like, niggas is having to draw this shit up in the sand and having to come up with these plays, like, out of the blue half the time. And you doing everything off impulse. Neither one of the quarterbacks played their best games. I know they both would want to get their games back because the Buzz didn't even score on offense.
Mm.
The Buzz offense didn't score. So big ups to the Buzz defense for going out there and getting busy. But the Buzz offense didn't even score at all.
Mm.
At all, bro. So it's just like, I don't understand, like, as far as like in Lenny case, right? They had multiple opportunities to capitalize on offense.
Yes.
I believe like this only his second game with them, so maybe he couldn't get like, his footing right, or everything collectively together with the team. But Snow Tribe is, they're a good program or whatever the case may be, but you got to score a touchdown on them
I
on
agree.
offense.
Yeah, I think he could have used his legs a little bit more. I think it was holes for both him and Kills and for Lenny where they could have made a play. I think they were both handicapped by the trench play because both lines did not look good. And I don't want to say the D lines looked great, but it was a lot of times where if you watch a play, it's like, and the same thing like chemistry, right? If you're on the line and y'all both, it was a couple times with a couple runs where both linemen went after the D tackle. Nobody touched the end, and the run was to the right, and you ain't touch him at all. Or
Yeah.
like you'll call go, and niggas say like, "Watch out, motherfuckers!" If your line looking at you after the player snap, that's not a good look. And it was a lot of that, bro. It was a lot of like people standing there, and the line was just standing there, and it's tough to play quarterback like that. I know you play quarterback in this league, CJ. You play with some dominant, nasty lines where you got to sit back there like a statue and throw dots, and you play with some lines where you snap the ball and had to move as soon as you snap that shit.
Yeah.
And I played quarterback and I had some very bad lines where I called go and I had to go. You know what I'm saying? So I think a better game comes with better O-line play. I will say the Buzz was lining 4-5 up on the line. It was just like, look, we're not letting Suge take over the game.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
one play he did score,
Mhm.
he made a good play, but the linebacker was there. He got to make that tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, they play the Buzz. They played a great game on defense. I mean, it's hard to act because, like, look, right, in order for them to have the Snow Tribe to have won that game, Kills would have had to run for like 200 yards. And it's hard to ask somebody that's 30 plus years old who ain't working out every day to run for 200 yards on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Where he got to avoid niggas and do all of this extra shit. So, like, that was their way of getting the dub, right? But the Buzz had that attitude, like, look, we not letting them, run the ball on us, because that was the one advantage that they did have. The young bull, he had caught 2 passes. Big ups to Kenneth Stewart. He had caught a bomb, you feel me? And he had caught, I think, a crossing route.
Yep.
Somewhere down the line. And that was like the little bit of pass game that they had. But on both sides, like, I felt like the Buzz had might have had the better athletes, like, on the offensive side, like, at least.
At least they
You
look
know,
like it. I mean, from what we know, if you look at the lineup that the Snow Tribe came out with, I mean, they put Eddie back to receiver, which is huge.
I forgot
I don't
Eddie
know.
was playing for receiver.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why he was only playing defense. I know that happened last
I
year
don't
and
know
he
that
was stuck
neither.
over there. But he
Yeah.
was back at receiver with KJ, and then they had Kills at quarterback. They had Suge. He got hurt the first week, so their team looked like they was about to come out and do something. It's just if the trenches ain't in the mud, you got to be getting dirty down there, bro. because they got the athletes, man. You get KJ the ball enough, even on some like they had a screen. I think it went to KJ, and watching film, so they did it a little unorthodox kind of way. So we're gonna be watching out for that when we play them this week. But you know what I'm saying. But I don't want to get too much about what they did bad because I don't want them to fix that shit until the following week after they play us. So, but they ran the little screen unorthodox, but they got to get the ball in their playmakers' hands. I mean, if you look at it, they got Suge and then KJ and Eddie on the outside. They might not have a receiver and tight end, but they got 2 stud receivers, and they got a running back that could lead the league in rushing if they really get hands and feet on niggas on the line, bro.
I
I
didn't
feel like if
realize
they
they
get
had
better there,
Eddie.
they better.
I didn't realize they had Eddie.
I forgot about Eddie too.
Like that. Like that. See, damn. And I'm thinking like maybe they don't got people to throw it to, or it's hard. It's hard to throw the niggas that don't separate. You know what I'm saying? And then like a lot of niggas, they think they good, but you don't separate.
Bro, it's all on play calling and
Yes.
matchup in this league.
You gotta know what your players are good at. Marcel, receiver last year, he gets a lot of separation. He ain't the fastest motherfucker on the field, but every time he was getting a pass, the corner was nowhere near him. And they lost that obviously with whatever transpired, but then it was able to put Eddie over there. But you can't run, fades all game. You gotta get some ins, get some outs, get some slants. Those screens was working a little bit. But what opens that up is if they come in with 5 on the line, you gotta take advantage of the field behind that and get your best player across the field and get them the ball, man. That's really as simple as it was. I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. People might have thought it was a snooze fest. I mean, even the commentation, they were just ready for the UBIC game. But it really was a competitive game, and nobody really ran away with it. I mean, even at the end, Snow Trop still had a chance to come back, tie it up, take it, and take over. But I think they need to stick with kills, like you said, practice, chemistry. That makes everything, man. And that's how the youth stuck together for so long. Like they're not the best at this point or even last year. I think BIC has the more talent, but chemistry could beat talent in most cases. And I think that's the only thing they're missing over there is maybe some gel. You know what I mean?
BIC versus the U. Man, listen, after that lineman from BIC, after what he did to me, he got their hearts. It was over. It was over.
How I see it is, and I'll take it to 2 seconds. I'll go both teams, and I play both teams, so it is what it is. Both teams can take your heart, but 2 different ways, right? BIC does it with finesse, where they throw the ball, you turn around, Ashanti, why the fuck on you? Like, what the fuck, man? Never. And then the U comes through and they bullying you. They grabbing you, they put your ass in the dirt, they running full lineman, they running you over. And that's how they played each other all the time. Big brother versus little brother. And looks like BIC went and got, big cousin. He came down there putting hands and feet on niggas in the trenches, bro. And that energy that he was bringing is an energy that BIC, other than the sideline, when you look over, you see Kenny and Zoe on the sideline looking like, they ready to fuck somebody up. But on the field, this BIC team has never had that person that's putting hands on motherfuckers. They just been better than dudes and outplaying them. But now they got somebody that's to match the aggression of the U to where it was just such a different atmosphere from the BIC sideline to the U sideline. And I wasn't even there. I just felt that shit online to where like even last year's game when the fumbles was happening, you see the U running on the field, you see Pitts stretching on niggas, everybody got their biceps up. You ain't see none of that from the U. None of that. It was something to watch, man. It was something to watch, man. And I was excited for the game. And yeah, I'll let CJ take it from here. What you thinking, bro?
I think Ron, you definitely, hit it on the head. He definitely set the tone physically. It's still up to those niggas on the outside and the quarterback to get that shit done. And he got that shit done in the best way. Nigga ran for 300 plus, bro. Like that is, I don't even know another quarterback who done did that. And we talking about he did it to who was the number 1 ranked team, I believe, last week. He did it to them. You get what I'm saying? He did it to the U. So
Mm-hmm.
like shouts out to Sterry and like his play recognition as much as like the more reps he get and the more games he get, he just get better and better. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the improvement from game one till now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like he done built himself up for this moment. I think more of it got to do like like they got somebody to get up in there and get physical with them and do his thing and shout out to him, the lineman. I don't know his name,
What
but
they call him? I think they call him Big Boss Man. He look like a DEA agent to me, but they call him the Big Boss Man. I think his name is
might be Valley.
Valley. Valley. There it is. Yeah. We gonna be hearing his name a lot. I mean, as long as he come to the games.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So I mean, I think a lot of it started with the way like Sterry approached the game, right? Because like Sterry could have went there and just put himself in a situation where he was throwing the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or not having the ball in his hands, right? Or putting it in other people's hands. He took the
Mm-hmm.
initiative to be the best player in the game. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that tells a lot for the leader of your team and all of that. So like real big ups to Sterry for playing like one of his best games.
Nigga, I knew this was gonna work out, nigga, because I said the same shit. One thing about BIC that they didn't change, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I was watching it again back today. They did not go 3 wide or 4 wide the whole game. They did it on special teams. The whole game they played with two receivers, either a tight end and courage at tight, or a tight end, courage Debo in the back. And they said, "This is the formation we're gonna beat y'all with," and they beat no matter when you got close or when they started beating the U. He kept the shit. He kept the game plan and went with it and didn't switch off of it. And I thought that was so huge for their team to where it's like even when you got within one, they still came out with one tight end, one running back, two receivers. They didn't be like, "Yo, let's spread them out." We
Mm-hmm.
beating you this way, and until you stop it, I'm not changing it. And that's what a lot of teams mess up on, where it's like, "Yo, we're doing this, we're winning," and then you got so much talent on the sideline, you're like, "Fuck it, let's go 4 wide." Next thing you know, now you getting sacked or you throwing a pick because you just tried to do something different. But they really stuck with the game plan, and
Mm-hmm.
you really had no answer for it, man.
So check it, right? Another point to make is right, him being in that formation or making the formation tighter forced them to put certain people on the field, Big Mo, Bates, certain like bigger players, because now you got to respect the run. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you got a nigga out there putting hands on niggas. You can't put somebody in there that you think is small. Like people still be playing like old school football. Like if you smart when you got somebody strong like that, you got to put somebody fast in front of him. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can't put a bigger person in front of him so they sit there and get into a tussling match. He's still taking that person out of the game. That's still one person taken out of the game. So
Mm-hmm.
they put them in a situation where he forced them to keep D linemen on the field that weren't faster than him or couldn't
Yeah.
beat him to the spot. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Because he was
saying?
dumping little dudes. Yeah, I agree. I think that
So
was the one con I had from the U, and the one thing that I would say that they really need to adjust on is they got so much talent on a D line, but they have to choose who their starters are and say, you guys
mm,
are the starters, you guys are the subs. You got legends over there. Like you got a lot of talent on the D line. But to see better play. Even Nick Mays, he had a couple plays. Then Isaac came in. Then Doc came in. Then Kev White came in. I get if you're trying to keep people fresh, but trench is also about reps, right? The big boss man is hitting me, hit me, hit me. After the third or fourth time, I'm like, all right, he's doing this. So now I'm gonna change and do something different. But if you're going back to the sideline, it's like mentally you're like, all right, and then you get back in. Now you're restarting. Okay, did he change up how he's been moving because somebody else did something different? It's all mental, but that rotation they had, they got to literally say, listen, you guys are our 3 starting linemen. The rest of you guys have to come off the bench, and that's what happens when you got so much talent on the roster. Like you got Big Mo, Nick Mays, Dot Balls, Isaac, Kev White, who I think should never come off the field. Like
yeah,
if you watch the game, he's the only. I'm not gonna say the only person, but on that D line, you never see a play where he's just standing still. Even when the
Yeah,
play's past him, Kev White is chasing the play down to chase Curtis down and make the tackle on him, and,
yeah,
by himself, which we don't really see often. But he never stops moving, which is something that they got to take advantage of. But they do need to say, like, yo, this is our starting seven. Rest of you guys got to come off the bench, and people just got to respect it and understand it. I get everybody wants to play, but I think sometimes in those games, your best of the best got to be on the field, and everybody got to be second to none, second nature after that.
yeah. I mean, for me, I think like like the regular season loss, that's cool to take, right? You could take the regular season loss, but they lost Huff too. So it's just like, they
Yeah,
got more questions over there, and they got to
I mean,
try
they're
to
still
figure
good.
things.
They lost up to playoffs. They're still good to me because they got they still got two quarterbacks, right?
They
they got
got two
Cross.
quarterbacks, but I think that Huff the one that can complete passes. You get like
I,
he can
I don't
complete
think
the
Crosman
amount
did
of
terrible last year. I think he made. I will say, and I hate to cut you off, is the U is built for me as they get older and they stay involved in shit. Is they build with chemistry. They build with the fact that they know their guys. They know what you're gonna do. They know what this. I know what J Rock's gonna do. I know what Big Mo's gonna do. I know what Oz is gonna do. So we're all in sync. When you start adding these new players in and those like our game, right? Even with Huff and Snag. In our game, Snag bubbled out. Now Huff threw
yeah,
it ahead of him twice, thinking that Snags is going to take off up the field, but Snags kept doing the smile route to the sideline, and he missed him twice. Those little
yeah,
nuances you can mess up against lower tier teams. When you get to BIC, that chemistry is huge, and losing Huff at a point where you didn't have chemistry or weren't on the same page yet to come back in the playoffs and not play, that's going to be tough to get through once you get to the playoffs. In my opinion, my fault, CJ.
I think the only way they don't lose a beat or miss a beat, like I think they become a better team if they put Jason at quarterback.
Cizon's not passing the ball at all, bro.
I mean, does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like in the reality of things, like if you the fastest, quickest, and the best player on the field, like in little league, like you usually playing quarterback.
And they
You
do
know what
got
I
a good
mean?
old line too. Outside of man, they got all these good receivers. Jason is crazy. Cizon is crazy, bro. They know how to use him right now. Hector, he needs to shine more. They need to give him a little more reps. But Snag's good, but that's all the run game. It's all running backs. Outside the running backs, we need somebody to step up, and we don't know who the hell that is.
And I mean, if you really want to keep it frank, Smoke gonna have to show something more.
And
I
that's
think he
sad. I
took.
forgot about Smoke.
I
The thing
mean,
is, he took a back seat and he give a lot of play to people. I think he came halftime our game. Sometimes, he got a lot of shit going on outside of here, probably that takes away his attention. But if there's no Mims, that's what I'm looking at. My fault, CJ.
those running backs are not like the ideal running backs, right? Those niggas is receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like I could put Jason out there and run him past any corner that step
Mm.
in front of him. You know what I mean? Like so they multi-talented. They got guys that's multi-talented that bring like a Tavon Austin type of aspect to the game. You get what I'm saying? Or like a Percy Harvin type of aspect to the game where they not just like a one position player. Like they can play multiple positions. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah, I
think
think they flag running backs more than A7 running backs.
yeah.
Same. They really are, because I seen them play flag.
Mm. I think if you was me, the same thing like CJ saying, I won't put Sisson at quarterback. I'll put Cross in there. I'll put Sisson at my second receiver or put him in the slot. And I would just in the backfield would be Snags and Willie Mayweather and keep Hector and Sisson on the outside. But don't forget you still got hard body. You know what I'm saying? And they got so many running backs, like it's crazy. But I think if there's no Mims and he is hurt, I think Sisson needs to go line up on the line and start running some routes, man.
they need their veterans to they need like veterans. They need a mixture of good veterans and young dudes to play on that defense. I think Hardbody need to play more defense in the next big game, because I think these next couple games they might just be smoking niggas' boots for real.
Yeah,
Bro,
they
they
played
need
all
to,
three of
You
the
know.
tough teams.
yeah, now they gotta practice how to fucking contain. Cause I swear to God, them niggas can't contain.